Oh, well, I don't know, you're pretty stabbed up, man. I think I'll give you a break here. Yeah, I mean, I think you're more stabbed than anything I've ever seen in my entire life, so I'm just gonna go. Hey guys, welcome to another review. This time I'm reviewing the Pincushion Zombie from McFarlane Walking Dead series, comic series of figures, series 4. And this is probably one of the best zombie figures ever. I wouldn't say the best, but comes extremely close. I'd say second best, just because I like the Flu Walker very much. This guy's taken the cake. If I had him before I did my 2000 best of 2015 Walking Dead figures list, I think he would have hit that list. But since I didn't, he's not on that list. Anyways, let's go over the figure here. Now let's go over the accessories, I suppose, first. He comes with a butcher knife type thing, some sort of kitchen knife that has a lot of red blood on it. I think it should be a little blacker, but McFarlane doesn't seem to understand what dead blood would look like, except for when it's on the walker. Like on the walker, it's dead blood. On anything that stabbed the walker, it's got to be extremely red blood, like just ketchup blood, whatever. It's got a nice silver paint and nice black to it. It looks sturdy. And then here's a katana sword. This isn't one that we've gotten before. In fact, none of these items have we gotten before. All of these are new sculpts, and I really like that. So here's the katana sword. It's got some dings in it that are intentional. And then it's got some blood on the front, a little wrap on the back. Then you get this pickaxe. It's very nice. It's got a gray pickaxe part, and then the handle is very just brown. It's got some chipping stuff on the back, all intentional. That's a nice piece, but all of these look a little thin, except for I think this part here. This one's my favorite accessory here. It looks like some sort of Bowie knife, maybe. It's a thick, almost machete, but too small for machete knife. It's got a wrap in the back and then some fresh blood on front. So really, if you were to use these knives for cannibal knives, they would probably work better. But anyway, here's a nice little combat knife, maybe some sort of, I don't know. Ow, cat, come on, come on. I'm not a scratch post. Scat, scat. Okay. Yeah, and this is what do they call it? A bayonet. I think this is a bayonet. Yeah. It looks nice, very long. And it sticks through the leg very well. I like how it sticks out of the other side here. That looks nice. And then I like how the katana sword fits in him. That's probably the favorite looking thing in him. Like, that fits in him the best, and I like how it's impaling him like that. Yeah. And then we get this machete that sort of slides into here. It doesn't really have a deep recess like everything else. It just sort of sets in, not too much. Because the sculpted piece that holds that is just this tiny little slot here that my fingernail's in. See that? Yeah. So that's really odd. But then the back has got this broken pitchfork. And I know we've gotten a few pitchforks before, but I'm telling you guys, this is a new sculpt. This isn't just one that they broke down for the heck of it. So in comparison, here's the big version that we got with like Andrea, the TV show Andrea. And we got this with another character, I don't quite remember. And yeah, so this is obviously not the same one there. And then, I know what you're thinking, the Abraham one is much tinier, maybe that's it. Nope, not at all. It doesn't look like it at all, actually. Completely different. So yeah, this is a new sculpt, and I like that. And then I like this hatchet a lot. Again, new sculpt, never seen one like this. So those are really nice pieces. Now the figure himself is really nice indeed. He's got a nice rotted look to him. He's very pale and gray. He looks grotesque. He's got all these holes in him. I actually don't like to display him with all of the stuff in him. Maybe just like one weapon. So like a pickaxe in the chest looks cool. Or just a knife in the gut. These things look cool. Just knife in the knife in the leg. It looks a little more simple. When you do too much, it's sort of an overload type thing. Yeah. I like the way this one looks, but I have a problem with the fact that had to take away from its articulation, whereas like the elbow on the other arm moves fine. They had to take away from the articulation just so that they could slide this in there. Not a fan of that. Now let's take a look at some of these holes. So like there's the kitchen knife hole, there's the sword hole, this one's the pickaxe hole, and this is the little slit that uses the machete. Here's the big Bowie knife hole, I think. This is the one that works with that best. Slides in pretty well, and then here's an extra hole for, I suppose, that Bowie knife would work. Then he's got some shin holes. So there's actually some extra holes put in here, so you could just like either put different parts of your weapons in there, but it's also for using other weapons that didn't come with the figure. And that's pretty cool. And of course you can switch it around, like this knife can go in his chest. And I like the look of that. It's a nice basic little stab in the chest look. Can also stab him in the stomach. Yeah, so just, I dig that. The more simplistic it looks, the better, I think. When you got too much going on, it's just not right. And then I like his hand poses. It's very mangled looking, broken up fingers. That's well done. Okay, now let's go into, well, let me give a quick shout out to the paint. Shirt's very nice. This is the best comic figure zombie we've gotten, I say. Just like right off the top, best. Which is sad because I think the Roamer Lurker was my favorite before this one, but now he's been replaced. Yeah. So that's nice. And now the sculpt is really good. See, the hair is very well sculpted. Flesh falling off, shirt all ripped up. But then when we get to the articulation, he does sort of do good there as well. He can look full rotation, he can look down this much, look up that much. He has that head pivot, which is first that curious look, or just a broken neck look where he's like, Garg, Garg. And he's got this really mangled jaw that sort of makes him look like he's got something broken there, so that sort of works. He's also very cut up there. But anyway, we're talking about articulation. The arm does full rotation at the shoulders on both sides. Can move up to almost a right angle to his body there, and almost the same on the other arm. This arm does a full rotation at the elbow, can move up and down quite a bit, well into a 90-degree angle, well past actually. Then full rotation at the wrist, no hinge articulation. Then nothing at the elbow here, but he can move up and down and do the spin at the shoulder, of course, but then when it comes to the wrist, just swivel like the other one. No, I suppose that would be waist articulation, yeah. And then at his hips, he can move a little bit forward, a little bit to the side, not much. It's just like the original type of articulation, and my guess is this is not just because they're cheap. This is so that you don't move them around and break knives that are in them. Like this knife here, if that knife's in him and you kick his leg forward, the knife would break. So yeah, so this is actually kind of a good restrictive movement, plus you're not going to have your zombies doing splits, let's just face it, or walkers, or whatever you want to call them. Knees bend to about a 90-degree angle, does full rotation at the knee, no ankle articulation on either side, and then the other knee does about the same bend, just slightly less actually. Not too bad. He can't sit in a vehicle, and I can show you that. I'm not sure why you would need a zombie to sit in a vehicle, but yeah, just not going to happen. And that's pretty much for articulation. Pretty much it. And I like this guy for many reasons. He makes a very good walker. If you want to like set him up in a horde, have them walking around together. He fits in with both comic book series figures and the TV show figures, so I like that. And he's very nicely sculpted, very well painted. And his accessories make him well worth the, I don't know, like $15 that he retailed at. Although I'm not sure if he's going for retail anymore. Probably charging double, something like that. But I'm not 100% sure, guys. Anyway, this was a gift from my brother for my 18th birthday, and I got a lot of gifts from my family. I just love it. And this one is probably one of the best zombies made, like I said. So I would recommend him, even if you're not a zombie collector for this series of figures, even though, I mean, like, if you don't collect walkers and you like The Walking Dead, then you're kind of an odd bird. But anyway, he is definitely, if you're only going to get one Walker figure, I'm going to say this one just because of the accessories as well as the sculpt and articulation and paint. So, that's pretty much all I have to say for him. He's awesome. So yeah, 10 stars I would say. What would I fix on him? Probably the articulation, but then again, that's just a slight gripe considering he is a walker. What the heck do you expect? And these are only some of my walkers here, but I can't stack them all together. But here's a nice little horde for you guys to look at while I finish this video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to stick with me, guys. I love ya. Make sure to check out my previous videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.